Welcome back to the 6K Sports Sedan Challenge presented by Continental Tire. With the sedan up on the hoist, it is time we work on the wagon. We last left off yanking the motor out of the M5 sedan that is going into the wagon here. And we have dove a little bit deeper into this engine, checking out some stuff like vanos and rod bearings and whatnot. And we have found some things. I don't want to ruin the surprise, but we are waiting for parts. So we're going to change gears here and jump onto the wagon before we get into this engine and show you everything on that. So without further ado, let's look at the wagon and what it needs. So this is my 1999 E39 540i. Came straight from California, so it is rust-free, which is a huge thing for me. It is, like most vehicles in California, worn on the paint side, so it does have some little imperfections here and there, but the interior I swapped over to all black. Originally, it was a tan interior vehicle.
Dude, tan interiors are dope. What are you talking about?
Not when you got this cool blue color, DP. You want to have black.
Okay, all right.
And the beauty is now I get to take that black M5 interior and move it over with ease. I don't got to change carpets or anything. And that was actually quite a bit of a job to change everything over, but it has been done and I'm loving it. What else can I tell you? It is on KW coilovers with the air suspension option in the rear. So as you can see, it is lowered. I think this is considered their V2 coilover setup. And that means we have adjustability up front for height, and in the back, it's just a couple of rods that adjust the air suspension, which I'm gonna keep because I like the idea of having air suspension on this car. It's certainly not a track car. I wanna make sure that it's comfortable and whatnot, and that air suspension works really well. So what are we doing on this car today? We are going to start converting it over to M5 spec, but the first thing we need to do is clean this car because it has been over 5 years since this thing has had a proper clean and buff. What a difference a cut and buff makes. Wow, DP, this thing just like has so much more shine. It feels like a new car again.
Yeah, it looks awesome, man.
Oh, it looks so good. So we didn't do the entire hood just to show you guys the difference that this actually does. And we're using the Sonax EX0505, which is a one-stage cut and polish, and the difference is just remarkable. What it does is it brings out that deep shine from the paint. And as you can see, this car has been neglected for a very long time. I will be painting this hood, and the reason for that is right over here. As you can see, this area, the clear coat is just burned right off, so this will need a repaint. That's why we're not going to do the rest of the hood. For those of you that are wondering what we are using as a jack, that is the Quickjack lift, and it is absolutely phenomenal. If you're a do-it-yourselfer and you don't have a good lift in your garage, this is the way to go. It's so superb. As you saw, it just raises the car up to a great height that you can crawl underneath it, you can work on it and do all that stuff. So the question that I have for all of you is, as you can see, the US spec, the North American spec, I should say, cars came with this insert for the license plate, which I don't love. I don't know. I like kind of the more Euro look with it out like that. So post in the comments, let me know, do you like this or do you like it like this? And I also did say goodbye to the 540i badge. Now the question I also have is, should I get an M5 badge or should I kind of leave this sleeper-esque without that? So again, post in the comments, let me know. This area is severely lacking in some type of spoiler. I don't even know how long ago I bought this. I think when I was in California I picked this up, but as you can see, this is just like a small little lip spoiler that goes on as such, and I think it's going to add just the perfect amount of aggression in the rear here. To convert the wagon over to M5 spec, we are going to need some bumpers. Obviously the M5 front bumper. For the rear though, you can't use the sedan one. So what I need to do is find one like this. And this is off of, I think it's an M-Tech or M-Sport wagon. And if you guys remember, a couple years ago, I parted one of these, and now you'll understand why. Wow, what an absolute difference that makes. Check out the lines. Now we are talking M-Power again back here. Obviously this is gonna have to come off to get painted, but I wanna bolt everything on to show you what show you guys what this wagon is gonna look like. You'll also notice I did put on the dual exhaust tip, or quad I should say, exhaust tip piece here. Usually I think the M Sport ones only have one cutout, but we are going true quad tips on this wagon. That's going to be a challenge, but that's for another episode. Here we've got our M5 front bumper, and thankfully it is a bolt on to the Touring here. The one part I'm not 100% sure on is the headlights. I do want to replace them. I want to look at the options that I have kicking around here, because I have several. So let's pull this bumper off and then we'll show you what we got. So there it is. This is what the sedan had on it. That is these depot headlights with the halo eyes. I don't love them because they're aftermarket, and for the fact that these glow almost like a purple color, it's not just a nice soft white. They're just not, I think, ideal for what I like. But I do like the idea of having facelifted headlights. Here is option 2. This is what I think is a Euro pre-facelift headlight that has been modified to include the angel eyes. As you can see, this is what the standard projector one looks like. This one's very, very dirty, but it has like these old school lenses, and someone I think has removed those and put the LEDs in there, and or halos. And you know what? I don't mind it.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good look.
Don't mind it. I think it's a cool little hybrid look. What it really needs is like a Morimoto retrofit from the retrofit source into right here to give that projector some proper girth. But I don't mind this one. So far, I think this is my go-to. I don't, like me and Dave just talked about, I think that the depot ones just kind of look cheesy and aftermarket. I don't even want to show you this because it is the definition of faded and yellowing headlights. Like, can you guys even see those headlights behind this haze? Oh my God. If I end up using these, I'm just going to replace the lenses because I think that's the only way to go here. This would require hours of like polishing and sanding to get this yellow film off, and I just don't want to do that. But yeah, so this is what the OEM one looks like, and this is the more common one. This is what most people run. So I think for now, I'm gonna stick with these guys.
And now for the traditional breaking of the BMW kidney grills.
You know what? I have this one almost. The top clips are the ones that always break, and I can't seem to get at them.
For anyone who thinks Germans don't have a sense of humor, Whoever designed these definitely is having a laugh at everyone because they are not fun to get in and out of here.
Okay, I'm just gonna give up for a second. There is a reason why I'm taking these out, and that is I want to de-chrome this car. The M cars don't have any chrome, so I'm gonna swap these out with a proper set of black kidneys.
So Pete, did that first one come out without braking?
Of course it did. Look, it's all intact there. You see that? See that? Yeah. Yeah. You just can't. The top ones are the ones that always get you. I think I did it. I think I actually took one out without breaking it.
Small miracle.
Damaging it. Look at that. Wow. What an accomplishment. I think I'm done for today. I'm out of here. So I sniped these front kidney grills here off of eBay, and they're a little bit glossy, DP.
They're very glossy.
I didn't even look at that. I thought, just black sounds good. And in my typical rush, I did not read the fine details. I don't think it matches very well at all. Let me close this properly. Yeah, like it just, you can see, the trim around the fog lights or this, which I think I have new stuff for, is more of like a matte. So is this bumper trim, and having this like this gloss I think is going to stand out a little too much. You know what? The sedan has some flat black ones, so let's swap those out. If you guys remember, I was making fun of the zip ties on this front grille here. Somebody had done almost like an M-Power style logo, and now I understand why, and that is because all of the clips are broken on the back side of this. So if I cut these off here, this grill should fall straight out. I mean, this is pretty ingenious to do this though, to kind of like mask the fact that this is broken. What you don't see is there's a zip tie on this side. I didn't even notice this before, right here, that's black. So once this is off now,
crafty.
There you go. Now this whole piece, well, there's a couple clips I think up top that are holding it together, but otherwise it's yeah, see, it's like, oh, it's completely broken. Every clip on this one is broken. Nevertheless, let's go fit this up and see how it looks. Well, I think that certainly does look much, much better. We have another issue here, right here. Look at this old, crusty BMW logo. Let's see if I can pry this up here without breaking or destroying it. Oh, it's coming out. It's coming out, DP. Woof.
Tough install.
There it is. Guys, I am certainly digging the front end look here. I'm not 100% sold on the lights, but we'll get back to those later on. This is all gonna have to come apart anyways for the engine swap. Now I think it's time we move on to the side sills where we have more chrome. Here we have the new trim that is going on the Touring, and as you can see, it just gets rid of that small piece of chrome that the non-M cars came with. And thankfully this one here has the option for the M5 badge. And since this is actually gonna be an M5, I don't think it's gonna be too poser. So to pop this off here, what I read is you just gotta kind of like get behind it. There you go, look at that. And it pops off quite easily. So thankfully that's not too difficult of a job. And then this guy just goes on as such and pops right in.
Do you ever notice how clean the LS looks without any of this 80s style trimmed on the doors, Pete? Did you ever notice that?
You got me there. You got me there, because yeah, it would be nice if this was just one nice linear door rather than having this trim on it, but it also adds a bit of character. Another minor detail is the amber, what is this, the side marker?
Yeah, something like that.
Parking light?
Running
I don't know,
light,
whatever
yeah.
it is. It's gotta go. And I went over to the M5 once again and pillaged it for the clear corner that it had on there. I think this will really help. Look at that. Look at the whole side. What a difference. There is a few things up here though that we need to look at, and that is the trim. I don't know what to do with this. There was a shadow line trim available that you could replace, but it is no longer available through BMW. There are no aftermarket options that I can find. So I'm thinking I'm either gonna have this painted or vinyl wrapped, because I think that's kind of the only option at this point. So if you guys have any suggestions in the comments, or you've got an E39 wagon and you're hoarding some Shadowline trim, by all means hit me up. M5 mirror, I think this is the last piece of the puzzle to kind of complete the M5 conversion. And what a difference if you look at what they were putting on the regular ones, which is like this stock boxy looking one versus the M car. Before I install the side mirror, DP, did you notice this piece of foam here?
I did.
Do you know what this is for?
I do. And
why don't you tell the audience?
Well,
what is this for?
Clearly for sound deadening and probably water sealing too, but it's a really nice piece of like formed styrofoam, I guess you'd say.
Yes, for sound deadening mainly, which is a great part of most German automobiles that are into that luxury and performance side as well. Unlike the Lexus, which is all luxury and very little performance. Am I not right?
Oof. Harsh words, PT. But we're gonna fix that.
Man, that is a sexy side mirror, DP.
It does look good, I'm not gonna lie.
It looks so good, so much better. Loving it. All right, one last thing here before we put the wheels on, and that is to replace the non-existent rubber trim around the windshield. California has not been good to the trim, and this is an OEM windshield still. I kind of feel like I would like to replace it because it is pitted, but we're not going to go there yet. We're just going to replace the trim, and that's going to involve removing this old one, or what's left of it here, just like that, by peeling it out of the groove, and then we'll pop in the new one. Now that this whole area is clean, what I'm going to do is come in with a little bit of soap water and just wet this whole thing down just to give it some lube. Oh yeah, there it goes. It's slowly just like, gotta kind of fold it over and push it in. Oof, look at that. In. And honestly, it wasn't that bad a job. Any of you can do that yourselves just with a bunch of plastic tools. It's a matter of just like prying it in there. The soap helped tremendously and got it in. So we are officially, I think, done on all of the body work. It is time to put on the wheels and reveal them. It may not come as much of a surprise that I have chosen the stock OEM BMW M5 wheels. I just love this classic, timeless design on these. And they're staggered with, I think, an 8.5 up front and a 9.5 in the rear. So the look on them is just perfect. And to add a little bit of salt to the wound of Dave's non-sport sedan, I have decided to stick with these Continental Extreme Contact DWS 06 all-season tires. Oof. Dave's got the ultra high performance summer tires. I'm sticking with these, and they're used on top of that. However, these are an excellent tire. I run them on my daily for over 2 years now, and they've been so good through cold temperature, hot temperature, rain, light snow. They kind of do it all. They're the perfect all-season tire if you're looking for something. So let's get this bolted on here and see what it looks like. Gone from boring station wagon to now the ultimate M5 touring. I love it. This absolutely looks so good. We do have to take a bunch of stuff to 242 Customs for paint, and I can't stand this chrome. It is driving me nuts right now. So that is gonna be mission number one. As soon as I finish wrapping up with you guys, to go look at figuring out what to do with this chrome trim, because it's just like, it stands out right now. Everything else just looks so good. So that is going to be officially a wrap on this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you to Continental Tire for sponsoring this video series. We certainly appreciate it. So make sure, if you're in the market for some tires, to check them out. Oh, and there's one last thing. You didn't think I was actually going to run these stock wheels, did you?
I was going to say they are really nice, but they are kind of a two-person job.
Yeah.